It's Diane Mireles with Visions and Traditions Realty here in Friendswood, Texas. And today we are going to do our Tidbit Tuesday, and we're going to talk about what if you're wanting to buy a house. Hey David, what if you're wanting to buy a house and you can't seem to find the one that you want or one that you like? You know, because that does get very frustrating and emotional and disappointing. And I can tell you right now, my son and my daughter-in-law were going through that in Boston. They were having a very difficult time finding a condo that they could feel comfortable in, or something that wasn't $1 million and 300 square feet. So they would like, hey Vicki, how are you today? So today we're going to just kind of talk about that a little bit because I know it's rough. So when you get in that situation, you might want to sit down and reevaluate what you're looking at. And most importantly, for what I tell buyers is that it's real important for them to define their needs, their wants, and their desires. And because all three of those are very, very different. And when you're looking at houses, you can walk in and go, oh my gosh, this is absolutely fabulous, I love this. And then all of a sudden you realize that you really need a 3-car garage and there's only a 2-car garage, or maybe a 1.5-car garage or something like that. So, oh, hey Vicki, I know I shouldn't be interrupting, but you notice Vicki is my jewelry designer and she did make this necklace for me, so I have to point that out. So anyway, defining the needs, wants, and desires, and reevaluating your expectations. I think when you can define the needs, wants, and desires, it really helps to bring everything into perspective. It helps to bring everything into fruition, because if you're being a little bit unreasonable, or say, I hate to say it, but if the husband's being unreasonable or the wife's being unreasonable, it actually really does help a bunch. And so also the other thing is, sometimes if you've been looking for a house and nothing seems to be popping up that really kind of grabs your heart and grabs your attention, you might have to just kind of wait a little while. Houses are coming on the market all the time. Every day there's something new that comes on the market. So you may have to just kind of postpone, take a deep breath, be patient, relax, and just kind of chill. And it gives you time to define those needs, wants, and desires again. And then the other thing is, if you're focused kind of like my son and my daughter-in-law, they were focused in on a certain area in Boston, inside the city. And so the real estate agent and I spoke, and they actually said, or we had talked, and I said, do you have anything a little bit further out, or whatever, since she was more familiar with the area than they are. And so she actually made a couple of suggestions, and that really helped. The real estate agent is going to be the one in the know. The real estate agent is really going to be able to be the one to guide you and hold your hand. So when you're talking about all of this stuff, be open, be honest with your real estate agent, and let them help you through this process. Now, this is the one thing that I really, really hate to say, is you may have to consider leasing for a little while. That would be only in a really bad situation where we're in a market and there's no inventory available and you need a place to live, you're going to be homeless. And then you can consider taking a lease out, maybe in an apartment for 6 months. If you lease a house, you're going to get stuck in leasing that house for a year, and that's going to be difficult. So an apartment's still going to keep you motivated to keep looking at what's on the market. And then sometimes they'll work with you if you have to break your lease. And yeah, you might lose your deposit, but if that house of your dreams comes on the market and you're under a 6-month lease, you got to figure you're going to put the offer in, you're going to negotiate it, it's going to take you about 45 days to close. So it may all work out for you in the long run. Just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Want to tell you, next week we're going to talk about if by chance you end up walking into a house and going, oh my God, this place has such great bones, but it needs a lot of work. we're going to discuss that. We're going to see, kind of tap into that a little bit, because sometimes people are afraid of that, and that may be the way that you have to go. And so also I want to bring to your attention, if you will, like our video, that would be great. Remember that we have the other videos on YouTube. And for those of you who have people in Florida who are suffering from the storm, remember we did that whole segment on storm and what to do before the storm, after the storm, during the storm. And so you may want to review that in case you have any friends or family in those areas, that you need to remind them of some of the things that they'll need to do once all this rain subsides. The other thing is, we do have a great magazine called American Lifestyle, and we do have a link that we can set you up on. Hey Walter, we have a link that we can set you up on so that you can receive it as an email in a digital form. Or if you want us to mail it to you, you can send me your address and I'll send you a hard copy of it. Whatever makes you happy, whatever is easiest for you. It's a good magazine. I enjoy it, and it's not a thick one, so it's kind of to the point, and it only comes out like every other month. Don't forget to like our video, look for our digital magazine, let me know if you want a copy of it, email the digital version or the hard copy version, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Remember, Visions and Traditions, we are here for you. We've got a super duper great group of real estate agents, a lot of experience under our belts. That means that we've been around a long time, which I did a Facebook post the other day about being older than dirt. I'm dealing with that, okay? But we've got a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience here, and we are here to help you. We're here to do whatever we can to make your transaction, your purchase or selling, as stress-free as possible. And I look forward to seeing you next week. So see you then. Have a great week.